Today we're going to be diving into that age-old question, which is if you could only choose one lens, what would it be? Now, it's kind of a loaded question for me because I use different lenses for different applications, whether it's street photography, portrait photography, videography, or even travel, or a good all-around kind of day trip lens. So I figured instead of getting on here recommending one lens across the board, I'm gonna go ahead and break out 3 different lenses across 3 different applications and go from there. And then maybe I'll try to decide if I had to just pick one lens, life or death, I'll pick one too. I'll try my best. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first lens we're gonna talk about is the one that I would choose if all I did was street photography or portrait photography. And that lens is gonna be the 50mm focal length. This lens in particular is the 50mm G Master f1.4. It is, just hands down one of the best primes that I've ever used. It's small, it's compact, it's really light, and that 50mm focal length is just perfect for street photography and portrait photography. And with it being f1.4, you can get those nice creamy background portraits, and really you just can't go wrong with the 50mm focal length. So there's plenty of budget options out there as well. If you're not too sure about a prime or don't know if a prime is gonna be right for you, Sony, for instance, has the 50mm f1.8. It's about $300 or $400, and it is a great lens. I know many people that use that lens still to this day, and the shots they get are amazing. So 50mm street photography, portrait photography. Let's move on to the next. For this next lens, we're gonna be talking about the one I would choose if I could only choose one for videography. And this one is gonna be a little controversial. Let me know down in the comments if you guys just think I'm crazy and lost my mind, but I'm gonna have to choose the Sony 16-35 Power Zoom f4 lens. Now, I was real skeptical when I bought this lens. I wasn't sure. I honestly bought it with all intentions of returning it, but I wanted to go ahead and give it a try because all the raving reviews about it on YouTube, and I picked it up. I gave it a go. I gave it a shot. I gave it a nice college try, and it literally stays on my FX3 90% of the time. This thing is amazing. The image quality is amazing. The power zoom function, phenomenal. Say you're trying to get some nice crispy buttery B-roll. Well, the power zoom function works with the rocker on your camera. So instead of racking the barrel or having to press the zoom function on the camera, you could just rack the zoom slider on your camera, and you could even set the parameters of how fast or slow the zoom takes place. It's just epic for good B-roll. Plus, it does have a great minimum focus distance, which is nice. You get close to your subject. The f4 doesn't matter. You're still getting that nice crispy background. And just to top it off, if you're using a gimbal, you don't have to readjust your gimbal if you're trying to change focal length because it is all internal zoom, which is a game changer. I shot the penthouse of my apartment complex not too long ago, and I was able just to, switch back and forth between 35 and 16, get them wide angles, get a little tighter on some detailed shots. Never had to adjust my gimbal. So it's a great lens. It's also a great travel lens because it is so light. This thing weighs next to nothing compared to these other lenses. And if you do a lot of run and gun shooting like I do, you're gonna appreciate the weight of this thing. It's nice. It's nice. I'm choosing it. Let me know if you think I'm crazy, and let's move on to the next lens. Now for this third and final lens, it's gonna be for the hybrid shooter. You wanna hit some street photography, then go hit some landscape, then maybe pop it on for some video. This lens is gonna have you covered. It's not the sexiest of lenses in my opinion, but it definitely gets the job done and can be used for all applications within photography and videography for the most part. That's gonna be the 24 to 70 millimeter. Now, this guy is the G Master Mark II, great lens. I used to have the Sigma, which I absolutely loved, but it did get stolen when my car got broken into last year. So treated myself and got the upgrade. But if you're getting a lens and you don't know which avenue you want to go down, or if you're really dead set on only having that one lens in your kit, definitely recommend the 24 to 70 millimeter. You're covering that wide focal range and you're getting the f2.8. So, I mean, you really can't beat it. And if you get the G Master Mark II, it's gonna be a lot lighter on your back than say the Mark I or the Sigma, because whatever they did in this thing, they definitely lightened it up a ton. So those are the three lenses that I would recommend based on the application you're gonna be using it for. But me personally, if I had to choose one lens and one lens only, and it was just for photography, pure street and portrait photography, I'm going with the prime. I'm going with the 50 millimeter. I mean, a prime will change your life. A prime will change your photography. A prime will up your photography skills and get you better. And I mean, I'm a prime guy, and you know, my main photography genre is street, so I'm definitely going with the 50 mil. Now, if I wanted to encompass everything that I do, travel and videography and street and portrait and, you know, a little bit of everything, I will go for the 24 to 70. So I'll keep it honest with you. So just depends on what I would be picking it for. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you got a favorite lens, let me know in the comments below. That's honestly how I picked up the 50 millimeters. I was telling everybody how great 85 was, and somebody was like, hey brother, have you checked out the old 50 mil? And I was like, no, never have. So I went and picked it up, and now, what do you know? It's my go-to. So I'm gonna have to find that guy's comment from back in the day and thank him, because this 50 millimeter has been a game changer for me, and it basically stays in my bag everywhere I go. So that's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, queries, you just leave them down below and I will get back to you. And until the next video, I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.